first opening day in Nebraska for archery deer season, and I couldn't be any more excited. Man, I've obviously been waiting for this all year, but it just feels like it's been an extra long year. 2021 has just dragged on, so I'm excited to get out with a bow in my hand and hunt some whitetail. I'm set up here overlooking a pond dam. I'm actually on top of an old abandoned combine. This combine's been broken down and sitting out here in this pasture for 40-50 years, and as you can see, there's been some foliage grow up around it. This tree behind me grew up right through the center of the combine, and it's pretty cool. It makes for some unique cover, unique ground blind type situation, but I can crawl up on top of it and get a little bit of vantage and overlook this stuff a little bit easier. But yeah, I'm not sure what's back here. I've never hunted this spot. I've hunted this property for years, but just never been back here to hunt. So it's kind of more of an observation sit than anything, because I can see a lot of country from here. But if something wants to come in, give me a shot. Hey, I'm not going to pass it up. This is kind of a transition to a bedding area. There's a lot of food around me, mostly corn, but right across the road, about a quarter mile, there's a big bean field. So I know these bucks have been feeding in these bean fields in the evening and make their way back to bed. So who knows, maybe we'll catch something slipping through, but I'm excited. It's opening morning. Like I say, guys, I'm ready to rock. It's going to be fun. Stay tuned. Just had a doe come in here. She came in right about 25 yards and then walked out to 40 on the top of the dam. Just kind of hung out and worked her way off. Probably headed to bed, but that's exactly what I want a big buck to do. That was cool. First deer of the season. I love it. All right, guys. I'm hopping out. Gonna start heading back to the truck. All I saw this morning was that one doe, which is enough for me. I'm excited to start seeing deer with a bow in my hand, but that doe came in perfect. If that were a big buck, it'd have been game over. But it's pretty typical for these early September mornings to have doe movement and younger buck movement, but typically those big bucks go to bed pretty dang early. But I kind of just wanted to come out here and do an observation sit and try to get a little bit of a idea of what's going on back here. But fun sit. Well, that was kind of cool. Saw that nice buck while I was moving trail cameras. There's two does with him as well, but younger buck, a lot of good potential on him. I think he was just an 8-point. It's cool to see them on their feet at, I mean, that was 9:30, 10 o'clock a.m. So they must feel pretty dang comfortable out here feeding in these beans until that late. So yeah, it's a good look for morning hunts, and an even better look for evening hunts. I'll bet they're coming out to these fields pretty regularly in the evening, so I'm looking forward to hunting tonight, and hopefully we can get on something. But I gotta head home, gotta ship out some orders for my website, just whitetailfit.com if you guys want anything like hats and t-shirts, hoodies,
arrow wraps, vanes, anything like that, it's over there. It's just whitetailfit.com. And yeah, I'm gonna head out, get that stuff done, come back for the evening hunt. What's up, guys? I am back for the evening hunt. I'm just hiking in now. Basically, what I decided to do tonight, there's a big bedding area that I'm almost positive one of these big bucks is bedding up in, and I want to hunt it, and there's a lot easier way to walk in from the road, but I have the right wind to hunt it, just don't have the right wind to walk in to where I want to sit in order to target this one ravine that I want to hunt that I think is a transition from bedding to feed. So what I'm doing is I'm making a big loop all the way around. Gonna get into position with the right wind and sit for the evening hunt just on the ground overlooking a like kind of a low bottom ravine. There's a couple trails going through there, so that's the plan. Excited to hunt tonight. It is September 1st, opening day evening hunt, which typically early season like this, the evening hunts are a little bit better deer movement than the morning hunts. So I'm excited. It's gonna be fun. See you guys there. The wind I've got is almost horrible, but it's like just right to try to fool one of these bucks coming out of this bedding area. It's blowing up and into the corn. If I stay high on this ridge, my wind will be all right, but if I drop down too low into this ravine, that wind's gonna take it up the ravine and into the bedding area. So I just gotta make sure that I stay high. Best way I've found to check which way the wind is going is with these milkweed pods. You can pull a seed out and just kind of see the wind's going that way, right into the corn. That's what we want. I'm just gonna keep checking the wind about every 10 yards until I get into where I want to be. If I feel like the wind is starting to switch and go down into this ravine, I'm gonna stop and set up as high up into the cornfield as I can, because I don't want to have my wind blow up that ravine. It'll blow it right into the bedding. So that's the plan. Stay high, stay low, get to where I want to set up and get ready. Hopefully I see something come through. Alright, this is the ravine I want to hunt. I think this is the transition area these bucks are taking. I think back there is big bedding. This is the ravine. I don't want to drop down too low or it'll start to take my wind up that ravine into the bedding. Right now my wind is still consistently going to the cornfield, so I'm going to stay high and just tuck into these plum thickets right here. We're all set up. I'm just above this plum thicket overlooking the bottom. I would expect these deer to be moving from the bedding area through the bottom because they can smell everything coming up the bottom. I'm just above it with my wind blowing into the corn, so we're gonna settle in for the evening. Just stay really, really quiet. And if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen fast and close. Just getting some pre-ranges. My thermals are just starting to switch on me. I still got about 15 minutes of daylight left, but my thermals are starting to pull down into this little valley, and I don't want to bust anything out of there if there is something back in there.
They just haven't been moving through, so I'm gonna back out and just kind of still stalk my way back and just glass really good. I want to see if this is some pretty open pasture, and I want to see if there's any deer out and about on the way back to the truck. So that's the plan. So far nothing has slipped through, but like I say, my thermals are switching, and I don't want to bust anything out of here, so I'm gonna start heading back to the truck. Hopefully, who knows, maybe I'll run into something on the way back, be able to get a spot in stock, but I'm gonna back everything up, start heading that way.